Greetings, family. We got a special show coming up on today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. And our guest will be coming up in the next 9 minutes as I talk about what's coming up. And thank y'all very much for tuning in. And let me make sure I'm in alignment, make sure I'm in the center of things too. King Simon in the building, I'm in I'm not in Georgia today. I'm in New York, and big up to my New York and Georgia family. Big up to everybody out there. Your brother King Simon is in the building, just making sure that I'm in alignment. And also waiting for my special guest co-host to come on. Her name is New Diamond. She'll be coming on with us momentarily. But today we got a special legendary person. And we're talking, like, again, this particular Tuesday is today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. We're going to have a great time. What happened? How can we change it? And how can we heal it? This sister has been around since Bobby Hemmett, C. Freeman L. And we're going to go with her history and we're going to get it in. And if you want to cam up and talk to her towards the top of the next hour, we can do that around as we're going into the next hour. We're going to do, because we're going to be speaking to and asking her filtering some great questions for our sister. So be patient. We're going to have our sister coming up in the next 2 minutes. I'll be bringing up New Diamonds to talk about what she got going on. But I want to remind everybody on Sunday, we have Jasmine Little coming in. I don't know if she's related to Malcolm X. I'm not going to say, but a woman with an electrical heart, a heart of gold, and her journey with her heart and everything that she's been through with her heart and the things that she's doing and how she keeps on moving and doing what she does great with children and husband and all of that. So enough respect to her. She's coming on next week's Tuesdays with the Conscious Community, Tuesdays Consciousness in the Conscious Community. I have legendary Big Chief Topcast will be in the building on November the 11th. That's going to be powerful. Can't wait to have the brother on. And just want to remind all you beautiful people that on the 15th of course, of November and 16th, Blue Pillar, Abundance Child, Lloyd Strayhorn, legendary astronumerologist, Joshua Sarah, Paris Williams, Mama Ella, Black Dot, and so much more will be coming and converging on Nicholas, Brooklyn, on 1396 Fulton Street for my 30th celebration in promotion and production professionally, because I've been doing this since I was 12, but professionally started off back in the day, 1995, doing it professionally at different venues, conscious music and all that kind of stuff. Big up to SOB's nightclub in New York and Madison Square Garden. I've worked at those places, Urban Plaza. So come on, celebrate with me. It's going to be a great event. So much vendors will be able to speak, all of that. People that have stories about me will be able to be there and enjoy themselves. And remember, you can scan the QR code if you want to get the live event, come to the live event, or you can pay for the live stream if you scan the QR code and go to the Eventbrite, and we're going to have a good time. And do remember, in December, still celebrating my 30th, I'm going to have the great Professor James Smalls coming in live and direct for the global spiritual work and how to use it correctly before he heads over to Ghana. It's going to be on December 13th from 5 to 9 p.m. Tickets will be on Linktr.ee in a few days. Waiting for my dear sister Monique to put it on and do what we got to do, and then I'll make it happen. All right. But first and foremost, as I said, before we bring on our sisters in the next 5 minutes, I want to bring on my guest co-host, the one, the only, New Diamonds in the building. What's up, New Diamonds?
Peace, everyone. How's everyone doing? I'm doing great, King Simon. How are you today?
Wonderful. Of course, my dear sister, glad I get to bring more feminine. I'm going to have double feminine energy. I love it. I can't wait. That's what I'm into here.
Yes.
That's called the spiritual menage a trois.
A lot of divine feminine energy.
I love it.
Yes.
And let's talk about your stuff, handmade jewelry, crystals, wire wrapping classes, all of that. You're also oracle reader, astrologer from the younger vibration of astrology, doing a thing, birth charts, counseling, Reiki, and of course people can hit you up at New Diamonds on all channel, newdiamonds.net and New Diamonds 101. Correct?
Yes.
That's Cash App right there. That's when you spread love.
Yes.
You got to spread love. Spread love. Don't let me start like Stevie Wonder. Let me stop playing.
I
I'm
love
gonna have a
it. That's what it's
brilliant time.
about, right? We pour into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cup.
You know the deal. You
Good
know
one
the
for
deal.
me to pour into his back.
How's
So that's what
California
it's
doing?
about.
How's California treating you?
It's doing good, it's been a lot of weather anomalies, I'll say that much. But I feel like that sunshine energy is always dwelling from within me. So I'm always feeling good, always waking up, giving my gratitude. And I feel like gratitude is the best attitude.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What
Family.
about you? How's New York doing? How's the
Oh, it's
weather
cool.
out
It's
there?
cool. Cool energy, man. My bonus grandchildren came by and they brought my energy up, and I was going through my stuff in a 4-day cycle. And this number 4-day, man, 4 in numerology is usually a mental health number. So you got to protect your mind when these days come about. You got to keep your mind at a higher level. So I'm glad that my good friends since we were 16, 17 came over with her grandchildren, and I introduced them to my mother while I'm here staying and hanging out with my mom, and they love it. They're twins, so it was a beautiful thing to see both of them come in and just prepped up the area and make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Always making you feel good.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah,
it's so good to see. I got 15 grandchildren, and those bonus ones are friends of mine. So I might
I
have like
love
30,
it.
30 grandchildren all together with the bonus children.
I love it. The more the merrier,
Yeah, the
it's
more
all
the
about
merrier.
building a legacy, building that lineage, and
That's right.
shoot, the more seeds you plant, the better the fruit is. So
We
more
are
abundant fruit.
family. We are family. We got.
Yes.
Just want to remind people also, you can also support my book. This is one of my book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. Again, this was a love letter because 2 of my friends took their life, and I said, you know what? Let me look at the numbers, and due to my studying under Lloyd Strayhorn, different other people, I found that certain numbers were connected to mental health and mental balance and imbalances if you're not disciplining you're disciplining yourself and what you're doing. So this book is good to get on Amazon right now. Go to my Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, all my books are available on Amazon. Make it happen. Of course, I got to big up one of my teachers, legendary Lloyd Strayhorn, who's been doing it for like 45, damn near 50 years. Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. I will be on his show on November the 10th to promote, of course, my celebration in 30 years in promotion and production. So I can't wait to have that. And I got a new book I'm finishing up called Numerovational Relationship Chronicles.
Beautiful.
Woo! And workbook. It's a workbook now. We want you to put some work in. So I'm trying to
Yes.
I'm trying to make sure the workbook is going, because it takes time. It's very tedious to write a book, and you got to have discipline. As you know, I'm trying to push you to get your book out. And B-Dell, I got him to put his book out. Big up to B-Dell.
Yes.
You
We're working on it. We're working on it. But like you
we're
said,
working
it's
on it.
about discipline. It's about finding that passion, that drive, and just
Yes.
really focusing and holding in on that. And I feel like that takes that mental, discipline that you've been talking about. Mental issues, mental health is going to be a big thing, especially with this
Yes.
full moon energy, this super
Yes.
full moon in
Viva
Taurus.
Moon. Yes. Yes.
It's a lot, right? So we got to make sure that we are most definitely focused on our highest potential, our highest light, and putting in that work, doing that shadow work. That's what makes us shine brighter, doing that
There it
shadow.
is. There it is. Well, without any further ado, I know it's 7 o'clock her time, 8 o'clock our time, and she's born on the 8th. So I know this is going to be a powerful presentation here.
Yes.
Without further ado, let's welcome. Oh, man, I got to read her bio. I got a bio of hers already. I got to read her bio. I love,
Yes.
I brought her on at the Godfest with a well-deserved round of applause. We tore that place up for decades. SiStar Myrah has been a guiding light, inspiring countless individuals to recognize their divine essence as spiritual beings. She has opened our eyes to the profound power of being part of the cosmic royal family and has shared her wisdom with dedication, love, and grace. Remember, it is a true honor to learn from SiStar Myrah, a master teacher who has devoted her life to uplifting and empowering others. By donating to her, you support her invaluable work, ensuring she can continue sharing her teachings and spiritual insight with the world. Without further ado, let's welcome on my platform for the one, the building.
Greetings, family. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction, King Simon, and thank you for being here as well. So it's always an honor,
It's a pleasure, beautiful sister. I don't know if you remember meeting New Diamond at the event, but she was there at the events with us. So
yes, nice to see you, New Diamond.
yes.
Well.
First, let me make sure we take care of the business. Your stuff is paid on top, a pin to the top of the chat. I got your website and your Cash App because we want them to spread love. We want to spread love. we just want them to spread love. You know what I'm saying, Sister Myrah?
And my Cash App has been acting real crazy, so. But that's where I would advise you to start first. And if it doesn't go through, then just go to my website. There's a donation.
Okay. If anything, like me and many others been getting Venmo. Venmo works. That's good. Yes. It's been very helpful to me. And even PayPal, but PayPal is more for international. But Venmo has definitely been working. So please go
research that. Yeah.
It's simple. It's just like and chime. It's simple, just like those. So. How you been, Sister Myrah?
I've been fine. I've been fine. Been a little busy lately.
I'm sure.
There's a lot of shows lining up here, but
we love you. We love you. And what's so interesting today, this program is called Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. And I wanted to start off with you because in that vein, this is my 29th episode. And you've been around the Bobby Hemmets.
Oh yeah,
Claire, the C. Freeman L. I was watching some of your old pictures. You was looking all fly and looking all dresses, doing your thing and teaching. I was like, oh, go ahead.
You watch me through time, huh?
Yes, you was doing your thing. So, sister, what got you, Sister Myrah, into consciousness? Was it your grandmother, your father, your mother, anybody in your family was into the consciousness of astrology and everything else, metaphysics anyway?
Not really. What happened was, during the phase where everybody's like, what's your sign? When it first got popular, and as I tell everyone, I'm a Capricorn.
Yes.
And at the time, I thought that was like a boring sign, kind of boring. I've come to appreciate my sign very much since then. But at the time, so since I thought it was kind of boring, I just decided to study all the signs. And when I studied all the signs, that gave me a holistic picture. And that's what really put me on my path. And it wasn't until I moved to Atlanta in 1987, that I started really getting into the metaphysical community. I started working for Serious Books and Tapes, you see, and we started bringing in the lecturers, Bobby Hammond, Phil Valentine, like you said, C. Freeman L. He was already there, and so so just getting into that, and then as I got into from that angle. The next thing I was doing a radio program, the first Tuesday, Brother Akhenaten, every first Tuesday of the month.
Yes.
And that's what really expand my notoriety. And, it just kind of took a life on its own from there, you see.
Before I hand it over to my girl, New Diamonds, I've grown up into it since I was 14, this knowledge of self, this paradigm, so especially from the 5% nation and all of that. We was getting how to eat to live and doing what we got to do to make it happen. People are in the building showing you some love, girl. I got to make sure everybody's showing you love out here. Go ahead. I got, and what was it like? Because, sometimes it's back in the day, we had it was like pulling teeth to get our sisters out there to speak.
I know.
It was the Jewel Pilgrims, of course. Yes, we had Suzar back in the day. Sister Alahara, we had them back in the day. We had Frances Cress Welsing back in the day that would step out. Sister Mona, the one who was dealing with water, Harrison, the one that was dealing with water, she stepped out and then got killed because of what she was teaching on water. And a lot, but I understand that sometimes sisters take a step back because brothers want to protect. But there was a time when it took me a long time to try to get sisters to come out, unless they was coming out with their husband, because I brought Ashra Kwesi and Myrah Kwesi together. What was it like coming up in a male-dominated?
That was very difficult. I was probably one of the first to really come out in the manner that I did. A lot of the women, they were doing more like on nutrition and things like that. I started speaking more on the metaphysics. And, of course, my teacher, Bobby Hemmett,
Yes.
started hearing him on the radio. And since I started hearing him on the radio, then I started attending his lectures in Atlanta.
Yes.
And he's pretty much the one who gave me my debut, you see.
Yes.
But it hurt my heart a lot because it wasn't the fact that we didn't want to be out there. It was that we didn't get the response that the men were getting, I put it out there that I'm doing a presentation, and I look, before people would show up. But that's when I learned how to invite the spirits in to fill up the seats. And my notoriety didn't really, they had to get to know me. They had to grow. I remember going to New York to do, they went to New York to do presentations, and everybody that I did spoke to and did presentations to, they were always shocked. They were like, "Why haven't I heard about you? Why haven't I heard about you?" Because they were definitely into my message, but it was just getting people to come in and, for a woman to come in this type of capacity, that had to grow on people. But, it continued to grow. And like I said, the more I got on the radio, the more my notoriety grew. So,
and a lot of people don't know there was two Sister Myrahs, but there's Sister Myrah L. You remember her from the Moorish paradigm?
In New York, I got accused of imitating her, and I'm like,
that's what they said. Ain't that something?
That is not the case. She's an astrologer when it comes to more science. I'm the astrologer when it comes to the metaphysics, and we taught on totally different. I mean, I don't know anything about the Moorish science,
Exactly.
So no comparison. And she was New York, I was in, Atlanta at the time. So I try to make it clear that, nope, I was not trying to imitate her. We just happen to have the same name. But that is one of the reasons I changed. I put the SiStar.
SiStar Myrah, right.
And then the spirit told me to put the H at the end of my name because I'm on an 8th path.
Right.
That's the 8th letter of the alphabet.
That's right.
And so that is when it told me, my spirit told me to put the H behind my name. So,
wow.
But you know what technology did? They just started adding the H behind Sister Myrah L's name.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
They just started putting the H on her name, So,
wow.
And we have a very similar tone in our voices.
Right.
And she didn't come on the camera much.
No, because I know because of her health and all that kind of stuff. And may she rest in peace. She has passed the transition. Big up to her and all that.
People would get us mixed up, and we both had a connection to Phil Valentine.
Yes,
so
exactly.
They would get us, but anytime they would come to me with a question dealing with Moorish science, I would immediately tell them, "Oh no, you want the other Sister Myrah L, the one in New York."
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I
had to bring that up. I had to bring that up. A lot of people. I go back. I've been watching, paying attention. So, go ahead, Sister New Diamond. Go ahead, dear. Go ahead, New Diamond.
Well, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here with you so much, Sister Myrah. I feel like, I speak for the collective when I say we love you so much, we value you so much, we honor you. You paved the way for, like you said, entrepreneurs, women who think outside of the norm, who think outside of the box. Like you said, living that Cinderella story. We really, you are Big Mom in the flesh to us. So just want to give you your flowers and give you that gratitude.
Thank you so much.
But it's a lot of things that are going on right now with all of the, the shutdown and space and Three-Eye Atlas and, certain things just getting cut off. So I really wanted to get like your perspective on what is going on spiritually and what is going on physically right now, and how, because, like you said, we like to give the wholeness, right? A holistic point of view. We can't just talk about the spiritual, but
part
about the physical.
Yes. Part of the whole illusion. Yes. As far as, when I first started doing my presentations, in those days we did in-house, and one of the first places they brought me was to Houston, Texas, when I was living in Atlanta. And the title of my presentation was Apocalypse Now. How do we contribute? And this is what I was telling people. I don't care, what chaos is raging right outside your window. You don't blink. You don't even flinch. Your lack of fear is your lamb's blood, and the chaos will pass you over. This is not about us. This is about taking down an illusionary reality. You know, we want the fall of, we want the apocalypse. We want the fall of this reality. It's illusionary. It's not real. We're only looking at a part of the whole, and that's always going to be the illusion. It's not until you look at the whole that you get the real story. And I also ventured out because Spirit had me start doing symbolism of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because energy is my forte. And you're just looking at in order to look at spirit, you have to look at it collective. You have to pull energy to create spirit. Spirit is always a combination. So I started doing the symbolism of the Super Bowl. And as you said, even though I had all the ingredients, even though I had the symbols of the teams, even though I had the energy of the teams, and the gist of what I thought the message would be, I could never get the full message till the end of the game. You know, that's something I learned, because spirit don't work in fraction. It's not going to prove what it's doing till it's ready to fulfill and complete what it's doing. So I had to wait till the completion of the game in order to get the whole message, you see. And then people would be waiting for that, you know, that diagnosis of, you know, what was the message for the Super Bowl. So that's what also built my notoriety, is doing the symbolism of the Super Bowl. And, you know, so looking at a larger collective level when it comes to energy, you know, wherever you, this is how they do their rituals, because anywhere you pull, you know, your focus is how you're, you know, creating that spiritual energy. So this is how they get us to focus in these rituals in order to energize what they wanted to unfold, you know, for the year, especially with the Super Bowl. And this, when my spirit first had me do this, is right after 9/11. That's the first Super Bowl I did, where they did this Super Bowl symbolism, War on America, you know, because of 9/11. It was in New Orleans, and so they wanted to go to war against Iraq. So this is how they put the Super Bowl out there. It was the Rams, you know, which I call the royal sun, you know, the cosmic royal sun, the Rams, you see, like the Aries energy, the cardinal fire. So that is that was the Rams against the New England Patriots. The Patriarchs was representing the spirit of patriotism, you see. It was like the energy for the system, you see. So they had the system go up against first the Rams, the sun, the royal sun. Then it went up against the mama, the royal mama, when they played North Carolina, you know, Charlotte, you know, North Carolina. That was where they took down the royal mama, the patriarchs. And this is when Janet Jackson had her malfunction.
Yes, you were. With somebody born the same day I'm born, which is crazy. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And it's funny because my spirit came to me before I did that one, and it said, there's 3 things we want you to do. They said, number 1, don't worry about the outcome. Number 2, take the game. And number 3, watch the 8s.
Right.
So I'm watching, you know, and I'm watching, and, you know, and it wasn't until like toward the end, and I got the tape going, and it wasn't until the end of the game that I think the score, I don't remember exactly, but I think the score was kind of tied up at the end. And then the Patriots threw a long bomb down the field, and they got in range to kick a field goal. And the announcer said 8 seconds on the clock. So when they said 8 seconds, I'm like, I'm supposed to watch the 8. You know, I went up, my antennas went up, I went, the 8, you know. But it was crazy because all of a sudden the screen went green. And then when it came back into focus, mysteriously there were 9 seconds on the clock. Now in football, the officials say add this many seconds, or, you know, they'll make sure everybody knows when to add. They didn't do any of that. It was just mysteriously 9 seconds. That's why they wanted me to take the game. So I kept going back and looking. Yet there were 9 seconds. And then the Patriots kicked the field goal and won the game. So this is how the patriarch took out the matriarch. Janet Jackson played the matriarch, you see, where Justin Timberlake played the little patriarch, who humiliated, you know, and exposed the matriarch, you know, and won the game, you see. Then after the game, my spirit come back to me and it said, now there's 3 things we want you to get out of this. Number 1, they know what time it is. Number 2, they're trying to change what time it is. And number 3, they're trying to extend their time. Why they took it off the 8 and put it on the 9, you see. Extend their time, you see. So that was in that Super Bowl. After that Super Bowl, the Patriots played the Philadelphia Eagles. That was representative of the father. You see, because the air element represents the father. So that was the where they were trying to take down the royal father. And this is where they brought out the hybrid car. This is where they, you know, bridging generations, they said. But when I looked at the title of the Super Bowl symbolism, bridging generations, what stood out to me was bridging genes. Bridging genes, you see. The hybrid car. I mean, I guess you guys know where I'm going with this.
Right, of course.
Bridging genes, you see.
Right.
So, you know, that was what stood out, you know, as their title. And this is where they were promoting, you know, an illusionary reality, changing the mindset, how people think, you know, when being programmed and manipulated by the illusion. So this was the, you know, the scheme of that, you see. The only one they couldn't take out was the daughter. And that represented the Steelers. The daughter, Cinderella. Okay, you see the EL. EL is the title of divinity. You see the EL in Steelers. You see the EL in Cinderella. So now it's time for them to take out the daughter. They took out the son, the mama, and the father, or the prince, the queen, and the king. And now it's time for them to take out the princess. But they didn't give that task to the New England Patriots. They decided to do the Seattle Seahawks. Which represented the wicked stepmother of the Cinderella story, because the water is mama, you see. So the Seattle Seahawks, you see, were representing the stepmother of the Cinderella story, and they were in Detroit, you see. And in Detroit against the Steelers, the Seattle Seahawks. You have to watch the commercials and everything to see the symbolism, because the first commercial they showed was you know, a non-melanated woman standing on the football field with a helmet on, and a non-melanated man came, ran up, picked her up, and threw her to the ground. And then they showed a commercial where there was this runway of models. Okay, runway of models, and they were taking their picture. They were walking the runway, and all of a sudden, from in front of the runway, rises up this melanated woman. She's real regal. She's rising up out of a pool of water, okay, in front of the stage, and silver liquids dripping off of her. And they start taking her picture, and she whirls around and she walks off like she's walking on water. The daughter, you see, and up from under her comes a black Cadillac, you see. The black cat, Bast, the ancient mama. Okay, so the daughter rising to her power off of the back of the mama, Bass, you see. And whoever won MVP would win the black Cadillac, which would be symbolic of who the daughter was going to pass the power to, you see. So during halftime in Detroit, they had the Rolling Stones. And the Rolling Stones was on a stage shaped like a tongue.
Of course.
And they were singing the song, I Can't Get No
Yeah,
Satisfaction.
satisfaction.
And they
Yeah.
were singing in behalf of the melanated woman.
Right.
You can't get satisfaction from your man. You know, he has the penis, and the non-melanated woman has him. But we'll give you satisfaction through the tongue.
You know, Sister Myrah, you remember that Cadillac also could represent the penis also. Remember Grace Jones pull up to my bumper? She used to talk about that big back limousine or that. So, and that's a relative of mine on my father's side. Let me not say anything.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. So you really go deep, you see. So, but yeah, so we'll give you satisfaction to the tongue, you know, these Rolling Stones, you know, at halftime, pass that power to us, in other words, you see. They thought it was going to be Rothenberger, the quarterback, but it turned out to be Heinz Ward. So it was symbolic of the daughter passing the power back to her man, you see. And that's why the next Super Bowl, we had Prince. On the stage, shaped like the penis, you see. And he's singing the song, We're Gonna Party Like It's 1999, which is about the apocalypse, you see. And two melanated women on the stage with him. He has a bandana on his head. And as it turned out, at the end of his performance, his halftime performance, they dropped down a screen. And you can see his silhouette as he uses his guitar to symbolize the penis in its resurrection. So the individual Prince, Gemini, you know, resurrecting into his abundance of power. The opposite sign of Gemini is Sagittarius. That's the sign of abundance. And the resurrection of a Sar, that's the sign of a Sar. So the individual Prince of power now resurrecting into his abundance of power as Sagittarius or a Sar. So that is how they did that symbolism, and how the New England Patriots went through the whole royal family. But when it came to the daughter of the princess, you know, they had to try to bring in the wicked stepmother, the Cinderella scenario. But, you know, it did not work. He, you know, she
now, Sister Myrah, I know Sister New Diamonds mentioned about three eye atlas, and I know where you're going as far as symbolism. Why that's so important? Because when I first heard the name, I thought of third eye at last. That's what I thought. That's what came to my mind.
And then that's how you do it. You know that the symbolism,
exactly
how you pull that information out from that symbolism. You see, so that's why the spiritual language is symbolic, because you can put 1,000 concepts under one symbol. So you can't look at this literally. We have to come out of our left brain. This is a holistic, universal story, and we have to be holistic to participate. So we have to see things in a wholeness, you see. Like I said, spirit don't work in fraction. It's only going to prove what it's doing when it's ready to fulfill and complete what it's doing. So, with the Atlas, you know, I've been telling everybody with the Super Bowl symbolism that we had this past Super Bowl with the Star of David that showed up on November the 8th, 2003. All of this is symbolizing that everything is going to come to a head through the Taurus and Scorpio axis of energy. Now, I'm a holistic because I don't believe in 12 individual signs. I believe in 6 axes of energy. It's not until you put the opposites together that you have the whole. So all signs work in those pairs. You have Aries, Libra, you have Taurus, Scorpio, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius, and Virgo, Pisces. Those are the 6 axes of energy. And if you don't put the opposite, then it's like half a sentence, you see. You have to balance it with its opposite. So this is where looking at the Atlas information, what's happening in that scenario through the Taurus and Scorpio axis of energy. And of course, we're in Scorpio right now. And this is where the reason everything comes to a head in Scorpio, and we are in the last cycle, so we're going to see evidence of this energy really blatant now. And the reason that Scorpio is the one where everything comes to a head, because Scorpio is the sign of transformation, which means the death of the old for a rebirth of the new at a higher vibration. The old has to go in order for the new to blossom. So this is where everything is going to come to a head in this transformation of energy. See, anytime you're at the highest level spiritually, and you want to take it to an even higher level spiritually, the only way to do that is you have to regenerate the energy. That means you have to fall even lower than you were high, so you can bring it back full spiral to an even higher level. Spirit is spiral. What goes around comes around. So as low as you fall is as high as you can bring it back in opposite, return. So so this is what we're doing. It's like we've been in the fall, and now it's time to bring it back full spiral back to its highest level. So those of us who fail, there are some of us who fail from the highest levels of the universe into the lowest levels of the earth. And in transformation, we are bringing Mama, Big Mama, Mama Love, Mama Universe, her love for her family. But she's too omniscient to bring her love all the way down to ground level, to bring her love to her family at the physical level. So she sent in her vessels who were at the highest universal level, who fell to the lowest, to bring Mama's love from the highest to the lowest, transform that love from the lowest, and bring it back up to the highest again, full spiral. Spirit is spiral. So those who fail, who has to transform that love and bring it back up to the highest. So that is Scorpio energy, to transform, change it from, the death of the old, rebirth of the new at a higher vibration. And the planetary ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of regeneration. So it's transformation, regeneration through the Scorpio Taurus axis of energy. The fixed cross. I look at the bigger aspect, the bigger influence, you see, and how it influences the energy on the earth. And one of the things I look at is what I call the 3 cross levels. You have 3 cross levels, which is the highest influence. You have the cardinal cross, that's Aries opposite Libra, and Cancer opposite Capricorn. Those are the royal energies who activates and initiate a new royal empowerment from the universe. And once the cardinal cross activates this royal power, then that takes us to the fixed cross. The fixed cross is what enforces this new royal energy. They reverse the energy from a mundane physical illusion of power to a spiritual, creative, and royal empowerment. And we're going to start with Aquarius, because this always happens in the Aquarius age. Aquarius is the sign of evolution, and that's what this is about. Its opposite sign is Leo. Leo is creative powers. So the evolution of a new creative empowerment. That is what the axis of Aquarius and Leo brought to the table whenever we get into the Aquarian age. See, we only complete spirals for access to the next level, where we start a new spiral at a higher vibration, only for access to the next and the next and the next. This is our ascension. This is our reincarnation. But whenever we get into the Aquarian age, now it's no longer time for reincarnation. It's no longer time for ascending. It's time for evolution. Aquarius is the sign of evolution. So now we've balanced on enough levels to evolve to a new level in spiritual rulership, out of an abuse of power to a humanitarian empowerment, since Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. So then the horizontal leg of that fixed cross is Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus is the sign of values and habits. Scorpio is the sign of transformation. So I call this the Lot's wife axis of energy. You see, where we can't take old values and habits from a mundane level to a royal level. So we can't be looking back at the habits and the values of the past, turning into a pillar of salt when gateways are opening ahead of us to evolve us to a new level. So, and like I said, Scorpio transformation. So the fixed cross is what brought, in order for us to evolve, Aquarius, as new age rulers, Leo, there has to be a transformation, Scorpio, of our values and habits. That is what the fixed cross brings to the table. It's the enforcers of what the cardinal cross activates. The fixed cross is what sets that into motion. The military, I call those the four horses of the apocalypse, you see. They're the ones that enforces what the cardinal cross is activating in a royal new empowerment, out of an abuse of power to a humanitarian empowerment. And then that takes us to the mutable cross. And like today, my reading was with a Sagittarius, you see. So I get the group, I get to see what crosses are being activated. I'm in the catbird seat, you see. And so now we go to the mutable cross. The mutable cross, where the cardinal cross activates a royal power, the fixed cross enforces it or sets it into motion. Then the mutable cross will adapt us to a whole new level as new rulers, righteous rulers, from the abuse of power to a humanitarian empowerment that adapts us to a whole new level of being able to access Mama Universe's magic. Mama is magic. Mama Universe, she's the one who brings the magic to the table. So now we're adapted to a level we can tap into the magic. So the third cross, third time the charm, the closer, anytime you're dealing with threes, you're dealing with magic. So now we're going to look with the third sign, Gemini, the ninth sign, Sagittarius, and the vertical leg, and then we do the sixth sign, Virgo, opposite the 12th sign, Pisces, which is the mutable cross. Now, the mutable cross is the magical cross, okay? Where you tap into the magic, third time the charm. And this whole operation is centered around the earth, daughter earth, not mother earth, daughter earth, mama universe, and daughter earth. Mama the water, the daughter the earth, you say. Mama universe and daughter earth. All souls come in through Mama universe and are manifested and materialized through daughter earth, which is Cinderella. That's who Cinderella is, the planetary level of daughter Earth. You see, the rejected stone who becomes the cornerstone. It's in her rejection and redemption, the Earth is transformed, daughter Earth. So that's what this whole story is revolved around, redeeming the value of daughter Earth, which is daughter character, Capricorn, the energy of character and integrity. So that is how we're redeeming character, by redeeming daughter Earth, who's been rejected. She is of the highest value. And of course, we're talking the melanated woman. Break down Cinderella, Cinder, carbon, black, L, title of divinity, La, feminine, black divine feminine, the servant girl who marries the prince and becomes the queen. That's what Cinderella means, from the bottom to the top. Daughter Earth has been put at the bottom of the totem pole. We had the prince with Aries. We had the queen with Cancer. We had the king with Libra. The only one who hadn't reached her royal status was Capricorn, the princess, because she is the energy of integrity and character. We've been in the land of illusion. Character is not respected in the land of illusion. That is why she was put at the bottom of the totem pole in her value in the physical illusion, because in the opposite spiritual, she is of the highest value, the high priestess. Capricorn sits at the very top of the astrological cycle, like the 12 o'clock hand, as the high priestess. And so, but we've been in the land of illusion, and that's why she's been put at the bottom of her value on this totem pole in the physical illusion. Not only that, spirit is spiral. So those put most at the bottom in the physical are the ones who's going to spiral most to the top in the spiritual in this transformation of energy. So redeeming the value of character, Cinderella, Capricorn energy. We have all of it in us.
Yeah.
You know, even the men, they're playing Cinderella role. Wherever your Capricorn is at is where you're playing the Cinderella role, where you've been rejected in your value. You have to first redeem that value within yourself. Spirit is inside out, not outside in. So you have to first redeem your own value from within, send it out externally. That's how you draw it back when you send it out from within. So redeeming your value from within is how we get that redemption from others, or redeeming daughter earth, or redeeming character. So all this to say,
yes,
all this is referencing the Cinderella story.
exactly.
We talked about the mutable cross, the magical cross. When we look at the water, Pisces, the last sign in the mutable cross, water is mama. And on the magical cross, we're talking the magical mama. So the magical mama equates to the fairy godmama of the Cinderella story. The one who liberates Cinderella from her restrictions and limitations, you see. The fairy godmama, the magical mama on the mutable cross, Pisces, the magical mama. So that's how we reference, you see, the Cinderella story. And then the physical family, we have two families. We have a physical family that wounds us, okay? And we have a spiritual energy, cosmic family that will heal us. Our ancient family, our energy family. Right. So the physical family is the step family, you see, in this Cinderella story. The ones who wounds us as a child growing up in that family, wounded, and these wounds are generationally passed down. So how you were wounded by your parents is how they were wounded by their parents, and they were wounded their parents, and on and on. These are wounds that have been generationally passed down. But anytime we get into the Aquarian age, the buck stops here. You see, we can no longer pass that wound to the next generation. Now it's time to expose those wounds for cleansing, purification, and healing. Virgo's role. So we can then heal and ascend to the next level. But in this cycle, we're going to evolve. Going into the Aquarian age, it's time for our evolution of a new age rulership, Leo, out of the abuse of power to a humanitarian empowerment, as our ancient rulers, our ancestors, are now passing us the baton as the new age rulers, because the only sin in the spiritual reality is the abuse of power, the corrupted abuse of power. And the powers that have been have maxed out in their corrupted abuse of power. Energy only goes 180 degrees before it has to be balanced with the opposite 180 degrees to complete a full 360-degree spiral. And that's how you open up a vortex to access the next level energy vibration. So we're at that major crossroads now in the Aquarian age. We're in the last cycle where it's time to evolve. Now it's time to transform from the lowest back up to the highest through Scorpio energy. You know, so all this to say, you know, that this is what we're getting with the Atlas, you see, where it's coming, you know, like I said, there's no fixing this. This has to go. And it's almost, it's like, you know, our universal energy ancestors, you see, are coming to take down this corrupted abuse of power, you know, so we can step up to this humanitarian righteous rulership, you know, out of this abuse of power. So that's what I'm seeing the Atlas representing. How this is getting ready to transform, how it's getting ready, you know, to come out of the fall. Right now, we're seeing the fall. So this is not about us. Right. The death of the old. That is what we're seeing, the fall of this illusion, this corrupted abuse of power. That's the first half of what Scorpio is doing, the death of the old, so there can be a rebirth of the new. at a higher vibration. So this is where everything turns the corner, where we hop the fence from the physical half, completing their 180 degrees, hopping the fence to the spiritual half to balance that 180 degree and complete that 360-degree spiral for our evolution to a new level of rulership. From the abuse, corrupted power to a humanitarian empowerment, as the righteous rulers, are now stepping up as the corrupted abuse of power is being taken out.
Woo, woo, let's give that a round of applause. I gotta get that a round of applause.
There's so much to put together, When you're dealing with spirit, you got to put all those pieces together.
You know what's so funny, Sister Myrah, and I'm going to give it over to New Diamonds after. When I did the numbers to 3i Atlas in the Pythagorean, it added up to 20, which is the 2 is a feminine number. And then in the Chaldean, it added up to the number 16, which is a masculine number 7. But 16 is the number of spiritual victory or defeat, depending on how you use it in the physical realm.
Absolutely.
In compound numerology. And then 20 is the number of divine awakening.
Yes.
And discernment.
Yes. Absolutely. And that's Gemini energy, discernment.
Yes.
That's Gemini energy, where you have to discern the physical illusion versus spiritual reality. That Gemini gateway, you see.
Yes.
So, where you see the metaphysical movies, The Warrior, we're talking the first quarter of the astrological cycle, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini.
Right.
So the Warrior is Aries, trying to get through the Twin Towers, the Gemini gateway, but he has to come through in full discernment of what is of true value, the illusion or spiritual reality. And if he's not secure in the true value, then that's when you'll see a beam of light come down from those twin towers and strike them down. You see all these bones around that Gemini gateway. You have to go through that Gemini gateway in full discernment, else that is where you get struck down. So
and that number 16 is the number of the tower. The tower
the tower card.
You have to keep putting those dots together. That's how symbolism works. It'll lead you from one to the next, to the next, to the next.
Exactly. Go ahead, New Diamonds. Give it to her.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that beautiful just breakdown. And like you said, I feel like this Scorpio season is like everything's coming to a head. Everything's being revealed. We're watching as things fall, but it also feels like that, like you said, that ancient ancestral remembrance is happening. As far as like our gifts being enhanced and us remembering who we are. I know I've been talking to a lot of people in Soul Tribe, the conscious collective, the spiritual collective. A lot of people have been having a lot of different dreams. They've been seeing a lot of things. I would like to ask Sister Myrah, how have your dreams been? How have you been dreaming? How have you been feeling? Okay.
Well, I still don't remember the majority of my dreams, only when it's significant, When it's significant for a message I have to deliver, then I get those dreams in full clarity, you see, in full clarity, and I don't forget them. But this, again, is where we're getting back to the Pisces energy, the sign of the subconscious, the interest to your Akashic records and your ancient memory. That's Pisces, that fairy godmama, opening up to the magic of our ancient ancestors. Our ancient ancestors had powers. This is who they patterned the superheroes after. They could fly, they could breathe underwater, they could talk telepathically with the plants, the animals, the universe, each other. We still have those powers, but they're subconscious. We've been in the conscious realm. We just completed the conscious realm, and now we're hopping the fence to the subconscious, Mama's domain. Mama rules the cosmic realm, the subconscious, the ancient ancestors, and then the spiritual realm is Father's domain, the conscious realm, the air element, and then how we harmonize. We don't blend energy. We harmonize energy. So how we harmonize between the three realms, our ancient ancestors, the cosmic realm, mama's domain, the subconscious, Pisces energy, the interest into your ancient records, your Akashic family records, the powers of our ancient ancestors. That's our ancient ancestors. Then it moves to the spiritual realm with our spiritual ancestors. Our spiritual ancestors are our loved ones that have made their transition in this lifetime, who we're conscious of. They go on the front line as our spirit team and entourage. This is all a family endeavor. So they go on the front team, our spiritual ancestors. Now, our spiritual ancestors are the ones who have access to our soul ancestors, our ancient ancestors. And then they are the ones, they're the middle pillar where they now can balance with our physical, the physical vessel of that family energy, usually the sacrificial lamb of the family, who took the brunt of the wounding and exposed that, is the one who now brings back the brunt of the reward. Everything is about the balance of opposites through a negative and positive polarity. So we've been the vessels of sacrifice and struggle. Not just this lifetime, through many lifetimes. Now that sacrifice and struggle are being tallied up as our investment, as what's now ready to pay off in opposite spiritual reward and empowerment. So we've completed that 180-degree half. And now it's time, and the one who is the sacrificial lamb of the family, who took the brunt of the wounding, are the ones who take the brunt, who are healed and take exposing those wounds for cleansing, purification, and healing, and then now able to access that cosmic realm, get the gifts and the powers, of that cosmic realm, and then bring it back full spiral to the benefit of that physical family. So that is, the process of how this is, that energy is spiraling, and how we have completed the half of sacrifice and struggle, the negative polarity, 180 degrees. That's a global level. That's where the global powers that have reached their maximum of their corrupted abuse of power. That's the only sin in the spiritual reality, the abuse of power. They've now reached their maximum. That's why this happens in the Aquarian age, because we reached the maximum of our knowing. Aquarius is the sign of I know. So reaching the maximum of what we know, what we've researched and what we've come to know and understand in this physical half, this illusionary half. So now it's time to hop the fence to mama's half, the subconscious, from the conscious realm to the subconscious realm, where we're now tapping our ancient memory, our ancestors. And so our ancestors are giving the energy to our spiritual ancestors, and our spiritual ancestors are the ones who can now balance with that physical vessel, that boot on the ground, to manifest that energy at ground level. So this is how we're stepping up as the new rulers. Now we are the vessels for the spirits of our ancestors. All we have to do is step up to our ancestors, whatever creative powers, because that's the power that's going to blossom where you're creative at, as the material kingdom falls. So now all we got to do is step up to our ancestors and say, which one of my ancestors have mastered in the creative power of making music? Channel that energy to me. Let me manifest it at the physical level. And that is how we bring that energy from our ancient ancestors to our spiritual ancestors to the physical vessels. The spirit ancestors can channel the Gemini energy. It can channel that energy to that physical vessel or that boot on the ground, who can then manifest that energy at ground levels. So this is how we're stepping up as the new rulers. I've been telling you one more thing, and then I'll let y'all go.
Go ahead. No.
People that what happened in Alabama 2 years ago on August the 5th was a micro of what we're now stepping up to as a macro, as we become the vessels for the spirits of our ancestors. This has been a spiritual warfare And that is where we got the demonstration of our spiritual ancestors coming, taking a body, taking a vessel, you know, and commencing in this spiritual warfare. I did a thing with Rod Hayes, and he talked about the symbolism of the hat. You know, how you do the hat in the air. So he talked about that symbolism of the hat, which, you know, brought those spiritual ancestors, you know, to take those bodies, those vessels. And that is the type of rulership we're stepping up to as we become the vessels for the spirits of our ancestors to manifest that, you know, and harmonize that from the three realms.
Once again, family, we got Sister Myrah Moss in the. Make sure you follow her on SiStarMyrah.com, and also her Cash App. It's been acting kind of funny. All of our Cash App been acting funny. Don't worry about it. That's why I tell her.
That's technology falling. It's kind of.
I'm gonna text you the Venmo and the Chime link and let you do your thing, because it's they're good. And family, make sure you book a session with her. We got the donation button. You can her $ Myrah Moss 813. That is her Cash App right now. And if it's acting funny, just go to her website, because it's been acting funny for a lot of us spiritual people lately. So it is what it is. New Diamonds Cash App is New Diamonds 101, and my Cash App is Inspired by Team. I want to take you back, because we've been going forward, but I want to take you back, Mr. Myrah, because we're going back to Bobby and all the rest of them are grand. Again, today is today's consciousness in the conscious community. How can we change it? How can we heal it? From those days, how do you see that from when y'all was doing your spiritual shadow work and all that? Because a lot of things are just being thrown around due to AI and TikTok, and people are abusing it to be real. It's always going to be about. From those times to now, what would you say to the newer generation that's getting into the spiritual awareness? Should they do cross references? Should they really dive into books, or should they stay on AI or stay on Google? Should they really go in? If they're going to be about it, they got to do it. So what do you suggest younger people do?
I'm very proud of my younger generation. You know, they are taking the ball and they are running with it. I now can sit back, cross my legs, get my bag of popcorn and watch the show, because the baton has been passed. And, you know, our younger generation is doing an excellent job, you know, forwarding that message, you see. You know, I got indoctrinated with Bobby Hammond. He's the one that gave me my debut. He's the one that turned me out when it came to the metaphysical community, you see. And then, you know, so I took that baton, and then, you know, and now, you know, putting out what it is that I have to put out. And I am so proud of the young generation, because they've taken the information and they've ran with it, you see. And so research is over. It's time, you know, that's why this all comes to a head in the Aquarian age, the sign of I know. That means we've reached the maximum of what we need to know. We've done all the research, we've done all the books, and now your own spirit has given you all the information you need to know to now start walking in the knowing. It's the difference in knowing and walking in the knowing. Now it's time to walk in the knowing. What do we do with that knowledge? You see, how do we utilize that knowledge? So that is what time it is now, as we hop the fence to mama's half from father's half. It's time to now utilize what we know, walk in what we know. And so researching books and all that, your spirit has already given you everything you need to know to activate your power and step up to your royal purpose. You just got to come to the knowing. And as you were talking about how we are, you know, it's time for us to do that holistic thing. And it's time for us to, you know, walk in that knowing. Let me see, where was I going with that? It's time for us to step up. Not just know. Oh, I know when you were saying how everything's being exposed. That's part of the Aquarius and Leo axis energy, the evolution of a new age rulership between Aquarius and Leo. And the planetary ruler of Leo is the sun. In this evolution, Leo, the sun, is now bringing full exposure. Everything that's been hidden is now being exposed, you see. So we can step up in that knowing, Aquarius, as to who we are as the new age rulers, you know, in our knowing. You got to know your power in order to activate your power. That's the Aquarius and Leo axis of energy. I know I am a creative ruler in order to activate that power. If you don't know it, you don't have it. That is why in the movie The Matrix, when they took Neo to the Oracle to define himself as the one, she said, no, you're not the one, because he's trying to identify himself as the one through his ego, you know, which is the illusion. And a man can't come out of the Matrix in ego. So, so that is why he found his power, because he's trying to identify it through his ego. And that is why the Oracle said, no, you're not the one, because you don't know you're the one. That's why I want you to sign above the door that says, know thyself, you see. And Trinity was able to impart that knowing to him, to resurrect him from the illusion of power through his ego, because Big Mama, Mama Love, who speaks to us internal through how we feel. That's the one bond that is never broken, the bond of love. You bring the love from antiquity to new age, to many different lifetimes, to many different bodies. The person you loved in antiquity is the same person you will love in this new age of consciousness, of Aquarius. So that's how Trinity knew he was the one, because the Oracle told her she was going to fall in love with the one. She said, the Oracle told me I was going to fall in love with a dead man. The Oracle told me I was going to fall in love with the one. I'm in love with you. That makes you the one. Now get your butt up. That is how she passed the knowing to Neil, to resurrect him from the illusion through his ego. Trinity and Neil played the role of Leo and Virgo. Okay, there's 3 couples levels through the fire, the sun, and the earth, the daughter. Okay, so we start with Aries and Taurus. That's our ancestral energy, where we got wounded as the original manifested of the earth, you see. Taurus, Aries and Taurus. The second level of that couple energy is Leo and Virgo. You see, that's the role Trinity and Neil played in the movie The Matrix. That's the turning point, where we turn the corner through Leo and Virgo. And it's interesting when they talk about turning point USA. Okay, he got killed in Virgo energy. You see, the turning point, you know, where it's time to turn that corner. And that's the role Trinity and Neil played, because in the second movie, The Matrix, Neil now brings Trinity back to life. Okay, but where she kissed him external to resurrect him, he goes internal. And first he removes the bullet, which is the damage. You see, we both been wounded. The men been wounded in their ego, thinking themselves higher than their woman. And the women been wounded in their insecurity, because we've been put at the bottom of the totem pole in our value in this illusionary reality. So we become insecure in our value. That is why Trinity comes out of the Matrix first. She comes to the security of her value, and now she's used as a vessel to bring her man out of the Matrix, you see. Now she comes to her value as a high priestess. She now sets the standards, challenging her man to rise to the standards, to claim the loves of the high priestess. That is his resurrection from his ego. He can't come out of the Matrix in ego. So once, she's used as that leverage, to set standards. And as he rises to the standards to claim the love of the high priestess, that is how he resurrects from his ego and is released from the Matrix. And now he redeems her in her value and lifts her up. So that's what he does in the second movie, when he goes internal, removes the bullet, which is the damage, her insecurity in her value, and then he goes back in and massages her heart. And the first thing she says when she opens her eyes is, now we're even. which means now we're equal.
Right.
Now we can come together as one. They're telepathically connected. She's in the background, the internal, giving him guidance through her wisdom, Virgo. He moves out as the sun, Leo, and exposes the power guided by her wisdom. So that's where they play that role, the second couple, that turning point. Then that takes us to the ultimate couple, Sagittarius and Capricorn. Sagittarius is a Sar, the one who was cut into the 14 pieces in order to mature, and how not to abuse his power. The only sin there is the abuse of power in the spiritual reality. So Asar, the last fire sign, the resurrection of the sun, Leo, into Aries, which is Haru's energy, where you come to the full abundance, where you come to your Haru, where you come to a full 360 degrees of your personal power. Aries is the most personal sign of the zodiac, and its opposite sign is Libra. So that means he already is holistic, because everybody comes into balance with their spirit through Libra, and that's the natural opposite sign of Aries. So that's how he steps up as Haru, coming to the full 360 degrees of his personal power. And then the Harus all come together in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius planetary ruler is Jupiter. Jupiter is the great beneficent. Whatever Jupiter touches, it brings in abundance. So he steps up to the abundance of his power through Sagittarius with all the Harus and the resurrection of the sun. So that's where he becomes a Sar. And now the ultimate father, righteous father spirit, the air element, has to cut the ultimate son of power down into 14 cycles of time in order for him to mature and how to use his powers righteously without abusing them. Only then does he gain the abundance of his power. The resurrection of Asar to his collective abundance of power in Sagittarius, the last fire sign, the ultimate sun. And so that is what he's done at this past winter solstice. That's what we got in the halftime performance of Kendrick Lamar, a Gemini who is channeling from the spiritual fathers, this universal process, you see. Right. And he demonstrated redeeming the value of Cinderella in the halftime performance in this last Super Bowl, redeeming the value of the melanated woman. That is why he had Caesar. That is why he had Serena Williams, because he's doing his personal and he's extending it to the collective. And the personal battle with Drake. Drake was the one who had a relationship with Caesar, had a relationship with Serena Williams, undermined their value. So that is how he put them in the Super Bowl to redeem their value, you see. And then he took us back to Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, because Caesar sang the song, If This World Were Mine. Now, everybody thought that was Luther. Because the younger generation, they remember Luther and Cheryl Lynn doing that in 1980.
Right.
So they didn't get the code. Down the rabbit hole with Kendrick Lamar, because the person who really wrote that song was Marvin Gaye, Aries energy. And him and Tammy Terrell sang that together. She is Taurus, the first couple, Aries and Taurus. And they did it in 1967. And
my year I was born.
I told everybody, follow the 14.
Yes.
14 pieces of Asar. If you add up 1967, what do you get? You get 14. So that is how I'm pointing out that Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye was this couple that are now being, that were wounded as our ancestors, and now it's time to redeem their value. Because Tammy Terrell was abused by the men. You see, when she was like 12, she was raped by 5 men. She grew up, had a relationship with James Brown, who abused her horribly. Then she had a relationship with David Ruffin,
another abuser.
And then the only one who treated her with value was Marvin Gaye. So when she died at 24, from a brain aneurysm, Marvin Gaye was the only one to come to her funeral from Motown. You see. So that shows the redemption, the degradation of Cinderella, the fallen daughter, by her man. That's his last abuse of power, you see, by not seeing the equal value of his woman. Asar had to come to the equal value of his woman, because the only way we evolve is where the two halves come together equally, the yin and the yang. That's where the evolution occurs. Nobody can be higher or lower than the other. Balance is the key to everything in the universe. So you have to come into balance with your woman. So that's why, this whole scenario was played out in that Super Bowl. And that Super Bowl ritual went worldwide.
Yes.
So now we're seeing the redemption of the melanated woman. That's become a big thing now, you see, where our brothers are coming out, saying how much they value their women. And what's interesting, to show you how this is energy, is the commercial. There's a ketchup commercial out now,
right?
Heinz, and you got Etta James,
yes,
in the background singing the song "At Last."
Yeah.
At last, my man has come back to me. No more lonely nights. You see, where her man is now redeeming her value. So that is why we're seeing that commercial coming out. At last, you see, Etta James saying, "At last, my man has come home." So
that at last, at last look like a big phallic symbol. Here we go. It's coming in just like a
full circle moment.
Yes.
Oh, hey, family. You can't. It's all simple. Family, Sister Myrah, it's an hour. We already an hour in. Would you want to answer some questions, my sister, real quick? Sure.
Whatever you want to do it.
Then make sure y'all go to our website. If Cash App not working, go and donate through the website. Go and book a session with her. Know how long is your list now? Because last time you been saying your list be long. So how long is your list?
No, it's narrowed down quite a bit now. Good. I think I got one in March. Maybe I have a couple in February. And a few in January, and December is now starting, to come up. So
make sure y'all book a session with her sister, because this sister is one of the best, if not the best, who's been doing it for a long time, family. And New Diamonds, did you have a question before I go to the chat, or you want me to go to the chat?
It's just a lot that she said, especially like with the Scorpio Gemini. I know SZA, she's a Scorpio as well. So I love that she brought up the Scorpio, him versus the Drake, and redeeming the value of the melanated woman through SZA, right? And I believe he dated SZA too. Drake dated SZA, and he dated.
Yeah, he dated both of them. Serena Williams and SZA.
Yes. So I love that you said that, because I'm like, whoa, like, you break it down, Sister Myrah. Let her cook. Okay, let her cook. I love it. So I just wanted to give gratitude, for all that you do, and how you, open up our minds to your perspective and how we, perceive things. I just love it. Instead of looking at yourself as one sign, look at yourself from all sides. Right? So that we can open up to our full greatness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those who want to come in and cam up, or you could come on without your camera on, you can hit on the link. I send the chat right now. Hit on the link and come on up and talk to Sister Myrah. Come on up and talk to Sister Myrah. Come on up and talk to Sister Myrah. Come on down. Talk to Sister Myrah. Come on up. And family, I want to remind everybody that before we move on, I want to remind the people that's coming up. Of course, we have our sister Jasmine Little coming up on this Sunday, a woman with a heart of electrical gold. This is a sister that her heart is being run by electrical batteries and all that, but we're going to talk about her journey. She's a Sagittarius born the same day as Dr. Sabi, so I can't wait to bring her on. And also next week, Tuesday, on Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community, we have our brother Big Chief Top Cat, legendary Big Chief Top Cat, happening November the 11th. He's going to be here talking about his big event happening in Houston, Texas, Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. And then after that, we have my celebration, 30 years in the business with Blue Pillar, Abundance Child, Lloyd Strayhorn, Joshua Sarah, Paris Williams, Mama Ella, Black Dot, all of them are going to be at Nicholas Brooklyn 2 days, 15th and the 16th. I'm celebrating 30 years in promotion and production. And then in December 13th, we have another living legend coming in, the one, the only Professor James Smalls. Global spiritual work, man. Without any doubt, this brother has been doing it for a long, long time. And we want to make sure we support our brother on before he goes to Ghana for a couple of months. He just celebrated his 80th birthday. Just celebrated his 80th birthday. So make sure y'all come on out and enjoy what our brother have to share. If anybody want to come, I seen a question in the chat. Let me ask one of the questions from the chat.
Congratulations, King Simon, 30 years, my
30 years
God.
professionally. Oh man, sister, it's been, it'd be less than favorable to say that it was easy, but it was not easy. But I enjoy what I love. I love what I do, and I keep it moving. That's what I mean. People have spit on me on flyers, spit on me as I'm giving out. I mean, people have done all kinds of craziness while I was giving out flyers and doing all the promotion in New York. Somebody just asked, when do the energy between the fire and the earth shifts in the esoteric frequency of androgynous oneness?
Woo, that's quite a question. When does the energy between the fire and the earth shifts in this? Like I said, that's when we get to the Sagittarius and the Capricorn. That's the culmination where everything comes into balance there. You have Capricorn representing like the eastern half of the hemisphere, and then you have Sagittarius representing the western half. So they bring all that together. That's the culmination of that son and that daughter, that earth and that fire. It culminates when in Sagittarius and Capricorn. They sit together at the winter solstice, like that 12 o'clock hand, where the ultimate sun comes to the abundance of his power. That was done in that Super Bowl ritual. Because the winter solstice is December 21st. So Super Bowl is in February. So that's where that energy was released in that Super Bowl ritual. And that is why we're seeing now the redemption of that melanated woman as the ultimate son of power has come to the maximum of his power, having proved that he will use that power righteously without abusing it. So we did that in the last winter solstice. That's where we hopped the fence. That's where we came to the maximum of that 180-degree half of the physical half. The illusionary half. You don't blend energy. Energy unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. That's just how energy unfolds. But you don't blend it. That means you have to complete one half at 180 degrees before you activate the opposite response in equal measure. And this was the last winter solstice when we hopped that fence to the spiritual half of this operation. There's a multitude of levels. What a lot of people don't understand is that we're dealing with a multitude of levels, not time. And you start with the personal level. That's your balance with your own spirit. And your spirit is your opposite energy. Like King Simon, you're Aquarius. That means your spiritual energy is going to be Leo. You see, what did you say? You're
New Diamonds. I'm a Gemini.
Gemini. So that means your opposite energy is Sagittarius. That'll be your spiritual energy. That is who you will partner with. That's the first level. When you partner with your spirit, you do the physical half, and then your spirit will do the spiritual half. You both can't go in the ring at the same time. Two opposites can't occupy the same space at the same time. So you have to complete your half, the physical half. That means you do all you know to do, the Aquarian age, you max out in what you know to do on your physical half. Then we hop the fence to the spiritual half where you now, into mama's domain. That is where your spirit now does it half. It's 180 degrees. It's like you come out of the ring. Your spirit goes in the ring symbolically. It will match the energy of what you've invested on the physical half. And when it's matched that, then it will bring that half to the table. And that's how you complete that first spiral, that 360-degree spiral, open up that vortex and access the next level. The next level is a couple level. You see, where we deal with the twin souls, we deal with the soulmates. You see, your soulmate is a true love relationship, but it's a relationship that you drew to you for your growth. And it was a mutual growth. They have the energy you needed to grow. You had the energy they needed to grow. Once you've given that to each other, those are usually temporary relationships. But when you grow to your maximum, 180 degrees, that is when you'll put out the vibration for a match. That's where your twin soul comes to the table. When you reach the maximum of your growth and you're sending it out at that level, that is the level you're going to draw it back at as your twin soul. Your twin soul is when you are an energy being.
Yes.
When we're energy beings, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, not the other way around. When you were an energy being, you were with your mate by una.
Yes.
But when you fell into the flesh, you separated into duality, male and female. Many, many lifetimes cultivating a love relationship with this person. But you had to first cultivate this love relationship on an unequal basis. So you had some lifetimes where you came together as mother and son. You had some lifetimes you came together as father and daughter. This is the lifetime to come together as brother and sister, which is the mate level, the yin yang level, where the two halves have now become equal and now come together as one. Everybody gets into balance with their spirit with Libra. So once you get into balance with your spirit through Libra, your mate has to get in balance to their spirit through Libra. And then that's only when the two can come together as twin souls, when they both are in balance, each with their own spirit. Libra, that takes you to the next energy of Scorpio. Scorpio is the energy of bonding.
Yes.
So you will bond as twin souls, activate the transformation, because Scorpio is a very extreme and intense energy. So the intensity and the extremity of the bonding of love, water, through Scorpio of the twin souls is what activates the transformation. And the Mayans say it crosses you over to the great creative place of Sagittarius, where you step up to the abundance of your collective power. So that is the second level, the mate level. From the mate level, you go to a family level. From a family level, you go to a community level.
Right.
Then you do the local, you do the national, you do the international. Then you get to the global level. That's the 180-degree maximum on the physical half, the global level. This is where the powers that have reached their maximum of their abuse, corrupt of power at a global level. They reach their maximum of their corrupted abuse of power. All the systems of the illusion have now become fully corrupted at a global level. We're talking the religious system, we're talking the political system, we're talking the medical system, the pharmaceutical system, the educational system, the entertainment system, the news media. All these have reached their maximum of corrupted power at a global level, the system of illusion, you see. So Mama means I will take care of your needs beyond your capability. That is what the energy of mama means. When we were physical babies, we had a physical mama who took care of our needs beyond our capability. We had to lay up in the crib and figure out how to eat or change our diapers. We had a mama who knew what we needed, even before we knew what we had a need for. And as babies, that had to appear magical. Well, now we're babies stepping up to our cosmic mama. It's gone beyond our capability as the corruption has gone to a global level. It's gone beyond our capability. So that is why it's time for Mama to return. Mama has been on a scared straight program. And now she's ready to come back and rescue her children. She said, my children did not appreciate my value. I left them at Father's mercy, who is the disciplinarian, the air and fire element. You know, I've left them on the Father's domain, the disciplinarian. And Father is the father of righteous thinking, the air element. So he's the one who challenges us, restricts us, and limits us just to see how we're going to overcome those restrictions and limitations by staying true to our integrity and our character. Saturn, the father at the planetary level, the planetary ruler of Capricorn. Why Capricorn is the energy of integrity and character, because this planetary ruler is Saturn. And Saturn chastises everybody, but he's extra hard on the Capricorn, you see. So that is the father's role, the disciplinarian. And once we learn the fathers or the lessons of Saturn or the disciplinarian, he then passes us to Mama. Mama will kiss those boo-boos that we experienced in father's domain and make them magically okay. It's like when you were a little child running around outside and you fell down and scraped your knee.
Yes.
You know, straight crying to Mama, and all she had to do was kiss that boo-boo, and it was magically okay. Well, now we got a cosmic Mama ready to kiss our boo-boos, and magically okay.
Let's get that a round of applause. We got some people in the chat. We got some people who want to talk to you. We got Abundance Child in the building. We got Xavier coming up. We're gonna bring up Abundance Child right now because Abundance Child and her grandchild is in there with her.
Abundance Child, I haven't heard from her in I don't know how long. We used to have, oh, look at that! Look at your little precious baby, and you know he looks just like you.
Oh wow!
Yeah, do y'all see that?
Yes, that's a granddaughter. That's a grandson.
Okay, she looks just like you.
Yep. Hey, you see Baba King Simon, Mama? I just wanted to come shout you out. Love is love always. I miss you so much.
Yes, me too. You know, we did have quite a connection back.
We did. It's I learned so much from you. I have my Virgo Pisces husband right here.
Oh, how you doing there? Lovely.
I'm Pisces, he's Virgo, and as soon as I met him, I was like, "This is what Sister Myrah was talking about."
Yes, the opposite. And most twin souls. Now, it's not written in stone. Nothing's ever. But the common denominator between twin souls is they come from the same cross level.
Yes.
So you guys are on the mutable cross together. So that's usually where twin souls come from, the same cross level.
And also you teaching about what we learn in Ifa cosmology is Egbe, but our cosmic family, which is our real family, we realize like we're from the same family. And so it's just been real amazing to see this information coming forward. I love your answer about the youth because I absolutely agree with you. I really feel like I could just sit back and you know, I mean, and just and the fact that they bring up our names a lot of times, it's just wow. What you're doing with the information is amazing. So
wonderful.
I can't wait to you know, link you up on your site and talk to you again.
Yes, that would be great. That would be wonderful. All the numbers I still got the same phone number.
Oh wow.
But my phone did a I don't know, it just blew up, you know, and it just erased everything. So I had to start all over again. So all the old numbers I had, you know, they're gone, but you know, I still have that same phone number. So yeah, we need to make a reconnection, you see. So, but beautiful. Yeah, my granddaughter, she stays with me now, and all her friends are into me. You know, she's like, yeah, we're all talking about Sister Myrah. I'm like, that's my grandma. These are where I'm telling you, the younger people, you know, they are stepping up. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Look at that. When is your grandson's birthday again?
July 2nd, 2025.
So Cancer, my opposite.
Cancer, Libra moon.
Yes.
Cardinal sign, you know.
Royal sign. How you doing?
He usually be talking to King Simon. He's taking it all in right now.
Man. He's chilled today. He's chilled. He said, let me get into my own world right now.
Yeah, he on his Obatala right now.
Yes. Well, hey, Abundance, thank you for coming on. And remember, family, Abundance will be speaking at my event on the 15th and the 16th, but she's providing the food
Yes,
oh,
sir.
my goodness. She's the keynote for the 15th, but she'll also say a few words on the 16th because I'm going to do an interview style myself so people can interview me talking. I talk to them. I'm going to do an interview style and all that. So, because this is going to be my last celebration as far as promotion and production. I'm going another route after this. So,
wow.
This 30 years is a generation, Sister Myrah. You know how it is.
Yes,
like, this is it. I've done all I can do in this promotion. Now it's time to do something else and reinvent myself. And I'm Aquarius too, so you know I'm going to reinvent myself.
Yes, evolution. You're going to be ahead of everybody else. And,
I'm about to do something you don't even know. I don't even know yet, but I'm about to do something.
Well, that is wonderful. Congratulations.
Tell people your website real quick so people can get your products and all that real quick. Go ahead.
The New Jerusalem is up on the site. The V ribs are up on the site. The V steak is up on the site. The bacon grease is up on the site. DropSquadKitchen.com.
That's it. SiStarMyrah.com.
That's right.
That's it. SiStarMyrah.com.
Thank you, King Simon. Thank you, Diamonds. This was such a treat. You see, I'm just in my regular, I'm not
absolutely,
even. Yeah. I'm just like, I just had to come on and just show love. I miss you so much. Like, you have no idea.
Same love. And we are going back to what's natural.
Yes.
The warfare has been artificial versus natural.
That's right.
That is what we're going back to, the natural. So you just in your natural.
Yes, at home.
All right. All right, AC. I'll take care. Take care, everybody, whole family over there in Drop Squad Kitchen. Big up to them. All right. Peace and love. All right, let's go to Xavier. Let's see what Xavier got to say. Xavier, I see you ain't here.
Peace, family. Peace, family. How you doing?
Now you gotta get that other one. Turn that other one off, man. Turn that other one off. All right. Yeah, find yourself. What's going on, brother? How you doing, Xavier? What you want to ask, brother? How you doing?
How you doing? We're doing fine.
What's going on? How y'all family? How y'all feeling?
Good.
Yes.
What's your question, brother?
What's going on, New Diamonds? I saw you on your channel the other day. So, my question is, Sister Myrah, I had heard you symbolically as the man is the representation of Earth and the women is the representation of the water.
No, it's the Earth is the man. The Earth is the daughter, the cosmic is the mama, the fire, the fire is the son, SUN, SON, individual son, and then the father is the air, the spirit. You see, so father spirit, son of power, mama universe, and daughter earth. That's how it goes.
Okay. So at some point. How do we balance that energy in the physical realm if we both are masculine and feminine? How do we balance that energy as a masculine man who's also feminine, or a feminine woman who's also masculine? How do that law of polarity or rhythm of balance strike in the physical?
That is a very good question. I dealt with that today with my client in a consultation. Energy unfolds through a dual balance of opposites. It has to be a negative and positive polarity, and then a positive and negative polarity. So that means there's only 4 members in the royal family. Like I said, father spirit, son of power, mama universe, and daughter earth. So that means the negative polarity is the feminine polarity. So it's from mother to son, and then from father to daughter. The mother-son is the physical aspect, and the father-daughter is the spiritual aspect. So a dual balance of opposites. So anytime you come in, say, as a male and feminine energy, you're just coming in to bring balance. You see, balance is the key to everything in the universe. And then a woman coming in masculine energy is bringing balance. But when you two come together, then you're actually opening up that vortex because you're doing a dual balance of those opposites, you see. You as the male with feminine energy, her as the female with masculine energy, you're doing a dual balance of opposites automatically. So that means you guys definitely will open up a vortex, a pipeline to that universal energy a lot easier than most couples. See.
Okay.
So very good question.
My brother Xavier, thank you, brother.
Is it possible I can ask one last question that intertwined with the answer that she given me?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So get out here and let the other guys, the women, come in. So my last question would be can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my last question would be because I'm a Scorpio, my November 10th, same as Rod Hayes.
Okay, I was wondering what his was because he said actually he was going to hit on his birthday. That's what Rod Hayes said.
November 10th, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Practically, my question would be: as the water element Scorpio sign, how do we balance the water element and the fire? Like, how do we balance that nature of being in the water and also being the element that can be on Earth with the fire? That balance.
Another good question, because you know what water and fire do to one another. If it's not balanced, the fire is going to evaporate the water, or the water is going to put out the fire. If it's not balanced, the key to everything is balance, honey. So you being the water, that's the mama's role, the nurturer. We're not talking male, female, we're talking masculine, feminine. That's not male or female. But you will be the one, that play the role of the nurturer, make sure the home and everything and the family is in good stead, you see. And then she will play the role, of that masculine energy, the air and the fire, you see. What is her sign in particular? Yours is Scorpio. You're Scorpio.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay. You want to talk about your
speaking on like a. No,
okay. You just saying integrating the fire and the water. Yeah, those are the two hardest energies to integrate when you're talking fire and water. Like I said, if it's not balanced, the fire is going to evaporate the water is going to put out the fire. Fire is your passions, and the water is your emotions, you see. So being able to find the fine line between balancing to what you feel as through your passions, you see, and trying to keep that balance between the two. If you get overly passionate, then that is where you have to bring in your water and kind of stabilize that, bring that water in to stabilize that fire, and vice versa. You see, it's just all about trying to keep the balance. All of it's part of who you are. You have all the energy in you. So your water is your emotions, and your fire is your passions. So learning how to keep balance between those two, so that one doesn't, outweigh the other. But that's the most intricate balance you have to make between fire and water. But the harder the bigger the task, the hardest nut to crack is what bears the best fruit, you see. The more work you have to do to balance. That's the key to everything, keeping everything in balance. Nothing's inherently bad. It's being off balance that causes friction, especially in a relationship. When you're off balance, you have to be able to give back to the rate you take energy, you see, in order to keep that relationship healthy. You see, anytime somebody's not giving back the energy at the rate they're taking it, it becomes a parasitical relationship. In balance, there's going to be abuse on one end and neglect on the opposite end, or entitlement on one end and resentment on the other end. So whatever you're trying to balance, you see, you have to be able to give back at the rate you take, and vice versa. Otherwise, it becomes parasitical, and and that's wounded relationship. If you have a relationship, or if you're trying to balance, and you can only give to the level that you can receive back. So even dealing with that fire and that water, only give as much on each end, that keep balance on both ends, your emotion or your passions. Try to keep the balance between those two aspects, and then it doesn't become abusive, doesn't come off balance, and that's where the friction is at. So keeping balance. That's the key to everything, balance. So,
great. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, peace and love. All right, take care. All right, we got another brother. One more. We got brother Troy in the building. How you doing, Troy? What's happening?
I'm doing well, doing well. How y'all doing tonight?
All right, greetings, brother Troy.
Greetings. Honest to be here. Honest to be on here with you, Sister Myrah.
Wonderful.
New Diamonds, King Simon.
Yes.
My first question was pretty much about balancing the energy, but I gathered enough from the previous brother. So
Okay.
I just asked Sister Myrah, I know you spoke about us restoring the value in our divine feminine counterparts.
Yes.
Is that something that as men, is there a divine feminine, a matriarch we should be looking for, as far as, maybe on a political realm or just within our own families? Is that on the horizon? One, and as we develop, me personally, as I've been developing my my skills, my divine creativity, is that something that we should be using to uplift that matriarch, if we see her and things of that sort? Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, brother, for asking that question. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
Yes. The thing is, it's no more time to look outside of yourself. You see, we've been in the land of illusion, and even though that's falling, everything that's out there is not real. It's all been scripted. Everything has been scripted now. You see, even the football games and all of that, it's all being scripted at this point, because they're in their last leg, and they're desperate to get your energy. And all you have to do is give it focus. And it doesn't matter if you hate it or love it. If you're focusing, you're energizing, what they're trying to get you to look at. It's time for us to go internal, you see. And that is the answer to a lot of these questions is, a partnership with your spirit. That is what we need to do right now. We've done our half as the physical vessels. We've been the physical vessels of sacrifice and struggle through many lifetimes. We've completed that half. Now that's been tallied up as your investment in what's ready to pay off in opposite spiritual reward and spiritual empowerment. So it's now time for you to pass that baton to your spirit. You've done your half. You need to sit back, secure that you've done your half, which means you've given the ammunition to your spirit to now do its half. It's the one that can look around corners we can't. It's the one that can tap into our spiritual ancestors, bring those messages from your spiritual ancestors to you for your guidance and your well-being. So it's now time for your spiritual partner to take the lead here, because you've given it the ammunition by doing your half, and you don't blend energy. That means you've completed your half at 180 degrees. Now you got to let your spirit prove its half. It's the one that's going to train you. It's the one that's going to show you the difference between who you are when you walk on your own in the physical versus who you are as you walk in partnership with your spirit, the holistic you. That is when you come to your wholeness. That is when you are open up your vortex. That is when you access your power and your gifts. But it's your spirit half that's going to train you in how to do that. You see, it's your spirit's half that you're dependent on to prove that to you. Your spirit wants to prove this to you. It don't want you to try to figure it out. Don't want you to know. You don't want you to try to understand, because when we think we know what and how something is supposed to be, we end up getting in the way. Well, if it's going to happen, shouldn't this be going on over here? Shouldn't I have this over there? And ain't I going to need this for that? And when it doesn't happen the way you think it's supposed to happen, you become disillusioned. You start dealing in doubts, fears, and guilt, and you lower the process. Let your spirit train you. Your spirit's going to show you. Your spirit's going to convince you that you are in partnership, not lip service. You're in partnership with your spirit, and now it's time for it to do its half. It's the one that's going to use symbolism to position you to step you up to the next level. It's your spirit that's going to give you that guide. Everybody's on a unique journey. We all have a unique role and contribution to the whole. So nobody outside of you can tell you how to step up to your wholeness. Only your spirit can do that. Your spirit did that through many lifetimes, and your spirit is now trying to position you to step up to this next level. So only one you can trust is your spirit. That is going internal, and your spirit knows best how to get to you and convince you and show you how to pull your coattail. I always tell people, the more bizarre you get the message, the more you know it's your spirit. Your mind and how you think is air element. Spirit is air element. So sometimes it's hard to discern between the two. But the way you tell the difference is if you're listening to your own mind or you're listening to your spirit, is that the more crazy the message, the more bizarre the message, the more you know it's your spirit. Your mind has been programmed through logic and reason and knowing. Your spirit is going to take you beyond logic and reason and knowing. I tell people you could be riding down the street with a question on your mind and a billboard pops up and answer. That is spirit. You can wake up in the middle of the night, look at the clock, get a numerology message, get up that morning, get in your car, drive down the street, and a car pulls in front of you with those same numbers on its license plate. That's spirit trying to pull your coattail, telling you to pay attention to that moment because it's trying to bring you a message. So the more bizarre you get it, the more you know it's your spirit, because your spirit is trying to adapt you to an opposite reality. Spirit is opposite the physical. It's going to seem bizarre. It's going to seem crazy. But that is who you got to trust right now, your spiritual partner. You've done your half on the physical end. You don't blend energy. You've now passed that baton to your spirit. So just have your antennas out, and your spirit will be the one to know best how to reach you in that guidance through symbolism. Now you got to trust your hunches, your intuition, your inner voice, the symbolism of numerology, astrology. These are the type of tools your spirit is going to use to give you that guidance. But you're completely dependent on your spiritual partner at this point. It's not about what you know, what you can do. It's about what you're inspired to do by your spirit, and your spirit will be the one to let you know. I always do the demonstration of a hand. Y'all know I do this every time.
Right.
So this is like a hoe, a hand, a hoe. But you have the thumb, you have the index finger, you have the middle finger, you have the ring finger, the little finger, the back of the hands, the fingernails, the palm. These are all components that come together to make a hand. They all have a unique contribution to the whole. The one in the all-in-one. Your reality is no more wrong or right than anyone else's. We all master on our soul's journey as guided by our spirit to bring our mastery to the table as a contribution to the whole. That is why you don't blend energy, you harmonize energy. All these unique components work together, in harmony. If we all blended into thumbs, we wouldn't get a lot done. So everybody has a unique role, and only your spirit can tell you what it is that you chose as your purpose and your mission, as your contribution to this universal purpose being fulfilled. So right now, there's nothing for you to do but get in that balanced relationship with your spirit, and don't worry, because your spirit knows best how to reach you in guiding you and positioning you.
Don't you worry about a thing. That's right. Yes. Thank you very much, Sister Myrah. She put it on. Let me get that applause button. Oh, my sister.
Wonderful.
For you being on my show for the first time.
Oh, honey, I love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I try to get Phil Valentine to surprise you, but he's with his wife for her birthday today at dinner. So I wanted him to come and surprise you real quick and just say some stuff for you. But I know y'all all grew up together and did what y'all had to do, man. And thank you so much for your greatness.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And the new diamond, your pleasure, honey. I mean, I do get my inspiration from the response, so I can look at you give me all kind of, you're very
we Geminis, we work with the hands.
The Geminis.
Very expressive, and that helps inspire me, and King Simon, how much I love you. We go way back, you have always been the one there for me, in all the venues and everything.
Yes,
you were the one that always had my back and led me to where I needed to be.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. security, you know. But I was just texting Brother Shabazz just texted me too. So big up to Brother Shabazz,
Wonderful.
who loved Bobby Hemmett. You know, him and Bobby was tight.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's my boy Bobby Hemmett. You see, so
and I want to thank you, family. Please support our dear sister. Again, if you cannot, if Cash App is acting funny, please go to her website, book a session, donate through the website, whatever you can do. I'm going to text her how to get to Venmo and Chime just in case the extra one. You always have to have multiple different things. So just in case.
And my book is also on my website.
Yeah, your book is also, yes. We need to get
a perfect reflection. Here, let me show you.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Let me show you right quick.
Go ahead, sister. Take care.
All right. Let's see here.
That's right. She's gonna get her book.
Yeah.
Yes. She had it at. You had it at the event too. Yes.
A perfect reflection.
Yes.
A holistic view. You see. The only way to see the whole. The only way to see the real is to see the whole. You know, anytime you're looking at a part of the whole, that is the illusion. You say it's not real.
Show the book again. Show the book again. There it is. All right, because we had a mirror reflection now. The perfect reflection, holistic view. There you go. There you go. I'm so proud of you, sister. That is. This is your first book? This is your first book, right?
Yeah. And I do have another book. It's more of a workbook that I just completed with Professor Melanie.
Oh, good. I called it a book on myself, but she wants to wait until later. So I said, all right, no problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We put together a workbook because she's doing my classes. You see.
Good.
So we got that workbook, which is like she said, my legacy is to you know, how I'm teaching this astrology, this energy.
You know, I wish Bobby Hemmett would have done it before he silenced himself and got quiet. Delbert Blair didn't do it either, and I told Delbert, yo, you need to write the book. But what they doing is on his side, they transcribing his stuff. You know?
And that's one of the things Valentine did tell me.
Yeah, Valentine wrote his book. Yeah.
He told me I was going to write a book.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, you got it.
You know, way back when. So yeah, you know, he was right on that.
Yes. And you know, it's funny you being born on January 8th. You know, R. Kelly born the same day, right?
Yeah, I know.
Y'all are not boring at all.
R. Kelly, the same birthday as I got. You know, Elvis Presley.
Yeah. They're writers, they're performers when they want to be.
Superstars, the star, right? The star.
Yes. My sister, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Love you, family.
Love you all the time, and you be safe out there. And I can't wait to see. I know Brother Rich got some planned also, so we're gonna definitely talk about all of that. We're gonna be doing what we got to do, and I definitely want to bring you back on again when we get a chance. You know, family, again, love and support our sister, our elder that's been doing it for a long time, and she's enjoying what you young folks are doing. Do not make her get embarrassed. She loves what y'all are doing. Don't embarrass her. Just make sure y'all keep on adding on to what all of us are doing in this round, please. All right. Thank you very much, Sister Myrah. Let me give you a well-deserved round of applause once again.
Thank you.
All right. And have a safe evening. Have a beautiful evening, okay?
You too.
All right. Take care. Oh man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. How did you feel? Yes, my applause button want to keep on going there. Okay.
Yeah, that's because she needs that. She needs all of that extra love. Okay.
Sister Myrah Moss, make sure y'all hit her up. The legendary astrologer, teacher. Her links. If her Cash App is acting funny, honey, go to her website.
Yes.
go to the website. How you feeling after that, girl? It's her first time interviewing her. Go ahead. What you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling full. I'm feeling spiritually full and elevated and high. Like, you know, that mother nurturing her child. Okay. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like she just coddled all of us and just gave us some good nurture and love that only Sister Myrah can do. So it's a pleasure.
Make sure y'all support newdiamonds.net. New Diamonds on all platforms. Her YouTube is going up. Her TikTok is going up. Her Instagram is already going up. And then shoot some love to New Diamonds. That's New Diamonds 101 at Cash App, and show her some love, man. And go and take her classes. And she's also astrologer, birth chart thing. She's doing the counseling, Reiki healing, all of that. Classes for learning how to wrap your own jewelry. Remember, you're not going to wrap it like her, but you can put your own essence around it and wrap it the way you feel. But I tried the wrapping thing and it came out, but it didn't come out the way I wanted, but it came out the way I needed it to be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like with anything, it takes practice, right?
Yes.
Practice makes perfect. So like Sister Myrah was saying, the more you and like invite that passion in, the more you instill that passion, that drive, that creativity, you can manifest whatever you want in this physical reality. So I love that.
Yes, and she provided so much information, man, to the point we couldn't even stop her at one point. She just kept on feeding.
Let her cook. You gotta let her cook. You gotta let the elders.
Yeah, that's
cook.
why. That's why I kept quiet.
Cook.
It's people like her and Delbert Blair, Phil Valentine. Sometimes you just got to let them flow. Queen of Four, Queen was on Lloyd Strayhorn's show. She's doing something in Washington, D.C., so big up to her. She's going to Washington, D.C. This weekend. And anything you got coming up, New Diamonds? Anything got coming up? What's up?
Well, I mean, I have a event. It's in California.
Hey, come on now. I got California followers too. Stop playing.
Yes. I'll be vending out here in San Francisco, California at the Fort Mason Center on November 22nd. So that's going to be a great event. Again, you can also book sessions, buy products, check out my IG, all of that on my website. So yeah, that's like the most up-to-date event that I have coming up right now. So,
and we talking about doing something together in Cali. I want to come to Cali. Right? We can bring Dr. B, whatever.
We got to bring everybody. We got to bring everybody because everybody's like, Diamond, we want to come. I'm like, okay, let's make it happen. So
Diamond,
we got to make this a collective thing.
Diamond, you're a Gemini that's connected to the 5 number, and 5 is the number of promotion. All you have to do is put it out there, and people will come. I'm telling you, all you have to do is stop second guessing and being come on, girl, bring it out.
Yes.
I threw her on stage after the Stone Mountain climb. I was like, get your backside up on this stage with me. She's in this one frequency. I said, it's time for this new beginning. Step out. You gotta go listen to that song by Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. That's what you need to do. Listen to them songs that'll keep on reminding you, this is it. Come on out. This is your expansion cycle. Go ahead and expand.
Thank you. And I appreciate that so much, King Simon. I feel like, you being the master teacher that you are, you just inviting me and opening up to me, and just, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. You instill so much knowledge and so much wisdom in the community as well. And I can't thank you enough. So I thank you again. I give gratitude for you.
Yeah, man, we got work to do. And guess what? That thing with B. Dell and Phil Valentine is coming. I just talked to B. Dell, and I'm talking to Phil tomorrow because he's at dinner with his wife. Happy birthday to Dr. Nalani. Today is her born day. Big up to her. A lot of people don't know Dr. Nalani is a relative of Nat Turner. Wow. And I was just talking to her again about it today. She said she always forgets that she is, because we know about it from years ago, and her lineage go to Nat Turner. So when people out there are saying that Nat Turner didn't exist and Harriet Tubman, I'm not going for the foolishness when I got a whole blood legacy, a blood lineage right here in Phil Valentine's wife, Dr. Nalani. I'm not doing
crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. So I had to tell one of my friends that yesterday. I said, "Oh, come on, don't do that to me, because I got that. That's why certain people I won't bring on with that madness. I'm cool. They got a big following. Let them go." But what do you think about? I heard you on your channel about the 3-Eye Atlas. What do you think about it from a spiritual perspective before we get off?
Oh man, I think this is a internal thing. It's because my whole thing is, I said, it's an interstellar. What's inner and stellar? It's the inner star. You tapping into your inner power, your inner divinity. And like you said, going back to the third eye, 3-Eye, that's you going within, right? So we're all being enlightened. We're all rising to our power as we watch the system fall. So I feel like there's a lot of more things to come, because it's still in our solar system, right? Whether that's outside of the firmament, underneath the waters, it's about us. So the more we get in tune with ourselves, the more we activate ourselves, the more shadow work we doing, the more our light shines. So I really love just, this whole getting people talking, because like I always say, it wasn't so cool to be talking about aliens 50 years ago.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They will call you crazy, get the tinfoil hats, but we're tapping into this new technology, and everybody's opening up to, whether it's AI, crypto, aliens, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm open for it. I love it. And I feel like there is a significant shift that is happening within the collective, right?
Yes.
Within the world, within the universe, whether it's 3-Eye Atlas or not, we're watching a shift change. So
yes. And you know what's so funny? I broke down 3-Eye Atlas and Melissa.
yes.
And both of them are connected to that 20. And Melissa is connected to that number 6 of healing and helping. So everybody's going out to help those people in Jamaica and throughout the Caribbean and all of that. But I found a lot of similarities that would lead to certain energies to open up for both through to, and not coincidental that both of them are coming through at the same, came through at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got the Beaver Moon. What you feel about the Beaver Moon before we get off and everything else? Go ahead.
It's going up. You know, the beaver represents so much. It represents that balance between land and water. You know, Sister Myrah was breaking that down because beavers, they are on land, but they built their dams within the water. And why are they building the dams? They built the dams to protect their family during the winters, right? They also call that the hunter full moon. And what are the hunters doing? The hunters are gathering up their harvest before winter. So this is the time where we really gather things that we need before we deep dive into this winter aspect. And this full moon that is happening tomorrow is really going to be illuminating a lot of different things when it comes to money, when it comes to love, when it comes to value, when it comes to, you know, loving yourself, self-love, self-worth, your mentality, right? Breaking through illusions, delusions, fantasies, dreams. So watch out for them dreams, you guys. And we are in that Scorpio energy. So a lot of sexual energy, a lot of power, a lot of different things happening. I did my breakdown on my channel today. So if you guys want to, you know, a real good, thorough breakdown, you guys can check that out as well. But it's a lot. It's so much energy. It's a super full moon. So everything is being illuminated right now.
Make sure you go check her out in all her dimple glories. And all her dimples and her glory. Make sure you go and show her some love. And make sure y'all follow her on New Diamonds on all platforms. She is doing great work as her channel is building and growing, and she's starting to circulate and grow in every way. New Diamonds, thank you so much for being a co-host today and enjoying the of course this number 4 day, which you're connected to the 4. Today is P. Diddy's birthday too, so you're having a good time too. So
yes, it's B-Dale's son's birthday too.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. There's a whole bunch of birthdays going on.
Yeah, it's lit.
It's lit for real. This Scorpio. Yesterday was KT the Archery.
Yes.
And then the day before that was Spin City.
Yes.
And the day before that was my man Brother Jefferson.
Oh yeah, they are back to back.
Yeah, they all back to back. And then you got AA Rashid, you got Blue Pillar and Red Pillar, you got all of their birthdays coming up. We doing
they're on the 14th. 11-14. We got the 11-11 portal coming up. It's so much. It's so much.
Sacred Secret's birthday is coming up on the 8th. With Minnie Rippleton's birthday. So there's a whole lot of Scorpion energy just popping. My moon is in Scorpion, so I totally get it. I'm already in trouble. Already in trouble. I've been doing it. I've been in trouble for years. But I've been in trouble, believe me. I got Scorpion twice in my chart, Pisces twice. I got, oh my goodness, a lot of water energy, a lot of intuitive energy in me. So thank you very much. How's the children? Give them a big old hug for me.
Thank you.
And one day, you know, we got to hang out and we got to do something out there for 2026.
Yes, it's a must. It's a must. We got to, you know, gather at the community and figure out what we're going to be bringing out this way, you know.
You got it. You got the community out there. The community's out there. They're there. You just have to
it is. But, you know, it's nothing like this community. It's nothing like you know what I mean? It's not the same. It's not the same, King Simon.
Hey, look. At one time, both of us didn't know. So it's time to put it out there so they will know.
Absolutely.
Bring them out. So, all right, my sister, you be safe and enjoy California weather.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. And you enjoy New York weather as well.
Yes,
coast to coast.
Yes, coast to coast. We know the deal. We're going to bring her to New York too. Watch out. We're going to bring her to New York.
I'm ready. I'm ready whenever.
She's never been to New York. I don't like to hear that. You know,
don't tease me.
All right, let's give her a round of applause. Great job. Great job. Take care, my sister. We'll talk, okay?
Okay.
All right. Peace and love. Yes. Okay, that's right. Let's give her another well-deserved round of applause. My beautiful sister, co-host, guest co-host, every now and then. Support her. Woo. Man, tonight was a night. So big up to our great sister Myra Moss that came on, SiStar Myrah Moss, and spread love. Ba-ba-da. Make sure y'all go to her website. I forgot to share her website, which I should have shared, but let me share her website right now. Here's her website right here. Make sure y'all support our sister. This is Sister Myrah Moss, Fundamentals of Real Astrology with SiStar Myrah begins. She got a big workshop coming up, so make sure y'all support that. January 6th, right before her birthday, 2026. Go to her website, Fundamental Real Astrology. Again, next course start January 8th, okay, on her birthday. Love gift to Sister Myrah. You could always donate through the love gift right there. Donate. If you wasn't able to donate through Cash App, go to the love gift section of her website. Go to the love gift section of her website. The website is pinned to the top of the chat. The website, again, is pinned to the top of the chat, but I will share it with you right now, just in case some of y'all, let me see if I got it here. Well, I do got a Cash App, but oh yes, let me share it with y'all right now. Make sure y'all support Sister Myrah's website, just in case the Cash App not work, because Cash App been acting funny. Cash App had to pay back a lot of people, I found out too. So I better go get my money. Give me my money. You better go give me my money. Cash App, you gotta treat Cash App like a big old hoe. Gotta treat Cash App like a hoe. I'm dead serious. They doing too much. Cash App did too much. Me, Brother Rich, my man from Star Report, Star and Buck Wild, him. They doing too much. So it is what it is. We gonna do what we gotta do. Again, that is Sister Myrah Moss website, SiStarMyrah.com. That's SiStarMyrah.com. If Cash App isn't working, go to her love gift section right now and support what she gave us, all the information she shared, unselfish, very loving information. Love what she gave us, love what she shared with us. She did a great job. Again, make sure you support our sister at all costs. All right. And make sure y'all donate to this channel, of course. Make sure y'all donate, show love through Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and Chime. My Cash App is my son's Cash App. He has a business Cash App. So Inspired by Team is my son's Cash App. So we have a business. I have two Cash Apps that I use, but they're not mine. One is a good friend of mine. One is my son, but I don't put hers out there because she don't have a business Cash App. All right. So we got to make sure we're doing what we got to do to make things happen as things are going. And again, support Sister Myrah, scrolling, Sister Myrah, $ Myrah Moss 813. If that don't work, go to a website, New Diamonds 101, and Inspired by Team, all Cash App platforms. All right. Remember what Dr. B says, family. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life and also grateful. And remember what Dr. Blair used to say. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open up my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you all for coming on. Make sure, family, y'all like, subscribe, and share. Rewind what she was teaching, break it down, or tell your family to like, subscribe, share, and click the bell to be notified. Next week, Tuesday, well, this coming Sunday, we have this beautiful sister coming on. Those that you know that have been through some heart situations, some heart journeys, whether they have heart problems or went through heart attack or went through getting heart extracted and put new hearts in, make them check this show out this coming Sunday on November the 9th with Jasmine Little. She is a woman with a heart of electrical gold. I've known her for a long time. She was the first to bring me to Georgia and do a lecture. Put me up in an Airbnb and all of that. So enough respect to this sister. She's still here with us, still going through her journey, and I can't wait to have her on. And next week, Tuesday, we have the one, the only legendary Big Chief Top Cats will be our special guest November the 11th. He will be our special guest November 11th. So make sure you support when he comes in the building. You know he's doing the big chief thing, man. So enough respect to that brother and what he's doing. And boom, don't forget, family, on the November the 15th and 16th, Abundance Child was here with us and the rest of the people that called in, but Abundance Child and her beautiful grandbaby will be there. We're going to be hanging out with all the family. John Carr is coming through, Anana Tawa. I think Myrah is coming through. The baby is coming through. And also Blue Pill is going to be, Pope Pablo will be on Sunday, but keynote speaker will be Abundance Child on Saturday the 15th, but she will be there to say a few words on Sunday also. But keynote speaker will be Blue Pillar on the 16th at Nicholas. Scan the QR code, and if you can't scan, go to that Linktree/King Simon Numerovator. And if you can't do that, take a snapshot of this picture right here and bring it to the door, and you'll get a discount off the door price with the flyer if you take a snapshot or if you bring a real flyer. Okay, so take a snapshot of this right now. I'm giving y'all a chance. Take a snapshot of it. Bring it to the door at Nicholas, 1396 Fulton Street, and you'll get a discount at the door. There's a discount at the door with the flyer. Come and taste Drop Squad Kitchen's food. She's providing food for both days. Lloyd will be speaking. Sister Cafunia will be doing the sound bowl. Joshua Sarah, Paris Williams, Mama Ella, Black Dot. And guess what? Guess who will be vending? Fig Tree, the founder, one of the co-founders of Fig Tree, Myrah. She will be vending, but she won't be able to be there, but her son will be there with their staff. Will be vending both days. They just confirmed, they just paid for their spot. And those that are vendors and you want to be there, the spot is only $50 per day, $50 per day. Come on out and enjoy. You could be outside or you could be inside. I suggest you try to get inside. And if we're packed up, it is. But remember, there's going to be other vendors there too. Of course, all the speakers that's going to be speaking will have their own table doing their thing. So come on out. This is going to be my last celebration as far as regarding promotion and production. 30 years. I've done a generation already. The generation is up. It's time to make a reinvention and move on to another level. And then in December, we have our brother, Professor James Smalls, Global Spiritual Work, December the 13th. Before he go to Ghana for a few months, come on out Saturday, December 13th, $30 before December 1st, $40 after December 1st, and more at the door. But the flyer will also be able to give you a discount at the door on December the 13th. All right. And just confirmed, those that are still with me right now, just confirmed, guess what? Queen Afua at LIU. That's right. Big up to Brother Shabazz. He just sent me this flyer. Eye Opener Productions presents Queen Afua, Woman/Man Heal Thyself. Sunday, December the 21st. Paris Williams will be breaking the barriers through self-healing shadow work. And I, your brother, King Simon, Numerovation for mental stability. We're going to go in. Vending is available. You have to contact Brother Shabazz at 347-683-8122. That's going to be at the Long Island University Brooklyn campus. $25 in advance, $30 at the door. Make sure you come on out. It's going to be at the Health and Science Building. Enter the gate on Flatbush Extension between DeKalb and Willoughby Avenue. Remember, women, man, heal thyself. queenafua.eventbrite.com. Woman, man, heal thyself. queenafua.eventbrite. So me and Paris Williams will be opening for the great Queen Afua. This is going to be so exciting. I can't wait. You know, Queen, you know, I love Queen Afua now. Y'all know me. Stop playing. Y'all know how much I love me some Queen Afua. So I can't wait to be there. I'm not going to be square. I will be there. So LIU is back and on and popping. Big up to my brother, Brother Shabazz. And those that want to learn online or offline martial arts, dance instructor, Professor Zahelia is an accomplished martial artist and dance instructor. You could do it online, offline, especially for your daughters who want to learn certain things, or you have children, twins, or brothers and sisters that want to learn martial arts, or they want to be dancers or whatever. This sister can help you out. Make sure you contact her or email her at professorzahalia7@gmail.com. She specializes in Sanukas Ryu Jiu-Jitsu, founded by Dr. Moses Powell, of course, the late, great Dr. Moses Powell. She focuses on also weaponry, using improvised weaponry, dance etiquette, and the art and flow of touch and go. She's going to be talking about that. Big up to her. If you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name, date of birth, and email for details. And remember, seniors, we still got the discount for y'all. 60 years and older. We still got a discount for y'all. Text me 347-496-1022. And big up to my son and his studio called greenstudioNYC.com. That's greenstudioNYC.com. You want audio books done, recording, all of that, make sure you go to greenstudioNYC.com. Get all my books on Amazon, but here's my baby right here. One of my babies is Numerovation for Mental Stability. Make sure you go to Amazon and get it. Here's my other books. You can get all of my books. I got 5 books right now popping on Amazon right now. Make sure you want to learn numerology. You want to get a children's book. You want to learn about health and using the numbers. I got them on Amazon. And the new one is about to come out. We're working on it. It's a workbook. So you got to make sure people do some work. So I got to make sure I set up certain things that y'all going to do work. That's what I'm about. We're going to put out the ebook, and then we're going to put out the solid book. Also, want to big up the iridologist, the one, the only Holistica Palace, holisticapalace.com. Dr. Shakira Moore. Your eyes hold the blueprint of your entire body. So make sure you get an iridology consultation with her. And we want to big up again New Diamonds. Big up to New Diamonds. Hit her up at all her platform. And make sure you join my Patreon and my King Simon KSP TV Media membership. This is going to be exclusively taught on there. And big up to 340 Worldwide. If you want some expert advice on how to build your business and make it flourish, contact 340worldwide.com. That number right there, you can contact them or go to the website 910-745-0470. Big up to highheelsapothecary.com. That's highheelsapothecary.com. Botanicals that support the healing. Remember, botanicals that support the healing of the body. You've got to take care of your body. This is not a game, family. This is not a joke. You've got to protect the healing of your body in any multiple ways. Big up to Nicholas Brooklyn. If you want things from Nicholas, contact them. If you want retail stuff, they got 10% off. Take a snapshot of this. And also, don't forget, you can get wholesale by calling them at 718-858-4400. So if you got a store or business you want to build, they got incense, oils, T-shirts, all that stuff. Wholesale prices too. 718-858-4400. That's 718-858-4400. And big up to my sister, Cinnamon. I'm wearing her T-shirt right now. Here it is. I'm wearing her T-shirt. Afro, America's first rudimentary owners. That's what that Afro means. So big up to sister here. She got it on her website. Make sure you go get that shirt. Beautiful shirt, man. Then she got 2 axes on the back, battle axes on the back of the T-shirt. I can't show you all of that and the meaning of the shirt too. So make sure you get her books, her children products, and the shirts out there on her transitionalhealing.etsy.com. And of course, last but not least, our brother Lloyd Strayhorn, LloydStrayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. 800-581-4401. I will be on his platform this coming the 10th. I'll be on his platform on November the 10th. So look out for that. We're going to drop it like it's hot on Brother Lloyd's platform. So those who stayed with me again, family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember, I love you because I love me. Y'all take care, stay strong, be safe. You have been watching King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And we want to again thank Sister Myrah for coming on, SiStar Myrah Moss. Take care.